Good morning, good evening. Welcome to the weekend. So let's dive in and see how the eclipse is going to go for us this weekend. Let's get a little bit around our past. Our present. And our future. These two actually feel like they belong together. So we'll get one more on future energy. There we go. So looking here, bottom of the deck, 9 of Cups. So the 9 of Cups is the fulfillment of your goals and dreams. And so it feels like you're very driven and focused to go down this path. You might be seeing some of this actually show up in your life. Things that you've been working towards all of a sudden now feel like they're here or they're within arm's reach, because it does feel like that. Whatever's happening here with the eclipse. So it's a partial solar eclipse. It's in the sign of Virgo. It's at 29 degrees. So it's that karmic degree point here. And so the cycles that are closing out, it feels like you've been working really hard to get to this point. And so it feels like it's more of, I don't want to say relief because that doesn't feel like the right word to describe the energy, but I keep getting that word. So it may feel like some sort of relief when the eclipse finally happens on Sunday, but it's more around like a sense of excitement, this renewed sense of purpose and wanting to go after something here that is really important to you, really focusing on what matters. And so when I look at the past energy, I'm getting the Ace of Pentacles. So this is a new beginning and it's the start of something grounded and stable, something that you're really working towards and you're actively working towards it. This is not something that's just accidentally falling into your lap. You've been putting in a lot of effort, because I can see that here with the Hermit as well. So that Virgo energy showing up here in the past feels like it's actually connected to the last new moon that we had in Virgo a month ago. So this is the second new moon. That one wasn't technically an eclipse, but it had a lot of similar energy. And so with this, it feels like something, some sort of spark of motivation over the last month that you felt like, okay, now's the time. I need to do this. I'm ready to create this very stable foundation for myself. 5 of Cups, I'm ready to switch my perspective, start focusing here on what really matters, going after something that maybe in the past I didn't think was possible, but now it is. It just feels like that kind of energy coming through. And so in the current energy, I'm getting the 2 of Pentacles, which is a lot of balancing priorities, figuring out what really matters. And the Fool, going after what you want. You're making space. A lot of what's happening right now is you're making space. I'm getting the 4 of Pentacles. So the 4 of Pentacles is, okay, I've worked on my foundation. I have everything that I need. I'm going to hold on to that with the 4 of Pentacles, but I'm really to make space for something new. I'm ready. I'm just ready for that 9 of Cups to come, show up, be attainable, be within that arm's reach. And so when I look here at the future energy, these two felt very heavily connected. So I did put them together. The King of Cups with the 9 of Wands. So the King of Cups is a lot of emotional growth, maturity. 9 of Wands is a wounded warrior. And so it feels like this is what you've been working through. Whatever this is, 5 of Cups in the past is showing up here as a 9 of Wands in the future energy. But I'm getting a lot of growth out of it. So it doesn't feel like it's something that still requires a lot of your attention. It's more of that nurturing, loving, supporting yourself as you move forward. I'm also getting something around an insecurity. Like maybe the dreams that are showing up on your path or now feel really attainable. At some point, you might have thought, am I really worthy of this? Am I capable of having that? Like, I don't know if I'm a good enough person or if I'm smart enough to go after this specific goal. Whatever the case is here, I'm getting the sense that you're actually looking at yourself differently as a result of all the growth that you've gone through, all of the work that you've been doing on yourself with a Hermit card. You're starting to see just what you're capable of doing, and you're looking at yourself through a different lens. One that's coming from a place of just kind of this nurturing, loving, supportive energy. And then I'm getting the Empress here, and I'm getting alignment. Right away, I'm getting alignment. So this is aligning with your goals and dreams. Venus energy, it is focused on what you love and value. I'm actually getting very similar to the 2 of Pentacles. So a lot of balance coming through. This 100% feels like alignment. Something is lining up because of all the work that you've done. You've set something here into motion. I'm getting the Seven of Wands, and you're going to continue going down this path. This is you standing up, fighting for what you want. So let's get more details here. And this video is going to be available on my YouTube and Rumble channels, Tarot and Astrology with Michelle. So let's get that Ace of Pentacles, the Hermit, Five of Cups, so with that Ace of Pentacles here, I'm getting the Three of Swords. So now the Three of Swords is a heartbreak, but I'm getting the sense here, especially with Hermit, that you've been doing the work, that you've been doing the healing that was necessary in order for you to fully align with what you want. I'm getting that Empress again, the Empress and the Nine of Cups. So this is something inspired and motivated to really start addressing here in the past. And I am getting since the last new moon in Virgo. Take it as it resonates. It's not going to be a timeline that applies to everybody. The Hermit showing up here with the Hanged Man. And so the Hanged Man is a pause or delay, so you can see things from a different point of view. That internal reflection, the working through whatever the wound is here, not only were you seeing that situation from a different point of view, you're understanding yourself differently now. Your emotions and just what really impacts you, because I'm getting the sense that you had this idea on how you process things in the past and what really was impacting you. But the more that you dig into this Three of Swords and really heal from this heartache, it feels like you have a deeper understanding on just, even if it's a surface wound, just how much it affects you in the long run and how it impacts your decisions going forward. It feels like with this knowledge, this better understanding, it's the love and support of yourself, but it's also going to help you going forward. You're going to start processing things differently in the future, emotionally working through things differently. And with the Five of Cups here, I'm getting the Emperor. And so the Emperor, it's that Aries, Mars energy. It's standing up and fighting for what you want. There is a lot of stability with the Emperor. With the Hanged Man and the Hermit, all the work that you've been doing, it built back your confidence and it really created the stable foundation that you're now able to use as kind of that launch pad going forward. Tell me about that Two of Pentacles. The Fool. Four of Pentacles. So with the Two of Pentacles here, I'm getting the Seven of Wands. Now the Seven of Wands, it's out here twice. So it's showing up in the future energy as well. Here in the current energy, this is you advocating for yourself. So if there is a pentacle that you need to put down, this is you pushing back against either that responsibility or that whatever this is, whatever that represents for you. And it's pushing back. It's kind of eliminating it. Elimination is probably the right way, probably the right word for this, because it feels like if it's something on your to-do list, you're getting it done. If it's something where somebody's putting this on you, you're pushing back. You're holding themselves accountable, holding this other person accountable for their own actions here. I'm getting a sense of a release of obligation, a release of something, opening up space. And with the Fool here, I'm getting the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups is going after what you want. And with this new beginning, it feels like a clean slate. You have this fresh opportunity to start something new. And it's really because of all the work that you're doing. So this does feel like it's a new beginning portal that's opening for you this weekend. And it feels like you've done the work in order to fully embrace, in order to fully embrace and go after what you want. And with the Four of Pentacles here, I'm getting the Nine of Wands. That Nine of Wands, that wounded warrior showing up. So it's showing up in the future, but it's showing up in the current. But it feels like you stabilize this, that you've done the work here, built your foundation in a way that really does understand not just the wound itself and the healing that you've done, but just how it affected you in general and how it affected your perception of yourself. Because it feels like ultimately that's the biggest lesson here. It's not that you've healed and you've moved on. It's you've healed, you've moved on, but now you see yourself differently. You see yourself through a more loving, supportive lens. So let's get this King of Cups here with the Nine of Wands. The Empress. And the Seven of Wands. So clarifying that wound here, the Nine of Wands with the King of Cups, the self-love and the nurturing energy of that, I'm getting the Strength card. So that inner strength, that courage within yourself to really just, I want to say it's like a reconditioning energy. It's every time that you start to have a negative thought about yourself, it's shifting it into the positive. It's getting yourself to see yourself differently. It's going to take some time, especially if this is an old wound or this has been something that really deeply affected you. It's going to take time for you to really just always default to seeing yourself in a loving way. Really, there's something about, like, I'm trying to find the right way to articulate exactly what I'm feeling, because when you start to see yourself from that loving perspective, and it's not something that you're used to doing, it is going to take time. It's that a habit is formed in 3 weeks. And so it's something along those lines where the more you do it, the more it becomes that default setting, that when something happens, it's, you know what, this isn't the end of the world. I'm not a bad person. I'm a good person. And this is why. Everybody makes mistakes, and it feels like not beating yourself up over past mistakes or anything that would have contributed to that Three of Swords, even if it wasn't the event itself, if it was just your kind of healing and working through it. It feels like a lot of self-forgiveness, a lot of self-love coming through, that nurturing energy that you need to find within yourself. It's showing up here in the Strength card, that inner strength to keep almost just immediately telling yourself something different. So if you're in a situation and immediately you have a negative thought about yourself, it's that immediate, nope, I'm going to flip it. I'm going to see myself in a positive way. With the Empress, I'm getting the Sun. And so that Empress, that Venus energy, now I'm getting the Sun with it. And so a lot of hope and optimism, brighter days, focusing here on the future. Something is being illuminated in the future energy. It feels like a lot of clarity, because I'm getting a lot more. I don't have any swords coming through at all, but it almost feels like that, like an Ace of Swords kind of energy, where there's a lot of clarity, a lot of just vision compared to the future. No, that's not the right way to describe it. It's whenever you're in this place now of seeing yourself differently, when you start looking down the path of where you're going, you're going to see it differently, but now you're going to interpret the feelings and emotions differently as well. With the Seven of Wands here, I'm getting the Four of Wands. And so the Four of Wands, it is a marriage card, but it's a lot of harmony and balance. It's a reason to celebrate. This is what you're doing. You're fighting for your dreams. It's this ultimately, it's a Nine of Cups at the bottom of the deck, because that is the underlying energy here, that you're really focused on achieving goals and dreams. And now you're starting to see, here they are. They're right in front of me, and I'm capable of having them. I'm worthy of them. And it feels like that's the realization that's coming through. You're making space. You're finally comfortable enough, feeling like I can make space for this without sacrificing anything, and that my health and my happiness matter more than anything else. So this is a reading for the weekend. I hope it resonates. If it did, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Take care.